All right. Good evening. It is Thursday evening, 7 p.m. on the East Coast. So we are live with the founder of Liberty Aid Academy, John McCaig. How are you, John?
Tim Judge in the house, co-host here. Thanks for being here, Tim. I'm doing good. I'm in Florida, and it's like the North is winter is here. Winter is coming. It's like y'all are doing Game of Thrones up there. So here it looks. Well, I'm fine. I got nothing to say at all. How are you up there?
Today was a heat wave. We got up to 42, I think it
Oh,
was. And, but yeah, Sunday is supposed to be some kind of whiteout with a foot of snow coming.
oh. See, I have never seen a White Walker, so for me,
Oh, man.
I've never seen one. I've heard about them and stuff, but I have never seen one. I mean, hopefully they don't get that far south. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get that far south, but we got some people pumping in the room. Life and Bodies here. Excited for the show, gentlemen. God bless us here listening in.
All right, Mike.
Um,
Thanks for being here.
here's a good one. Grand evening, gentlemen. Thanks to Liberty Aid Academy, I formed my first name, last name trust today, signed and notarized. Also got my EIN number today and on my break at work. Very nice. And extremely easy. Thank you, John. Yes, Josh. Josh says, Josh Howland.
Way to
Good
get it.
job, Josh.
All right.
And this one, I don't know if I can say this now. All right, all right, all right is the famous saying from what's our friend's name? Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
He
All
has
right.
he has
All
trademarked he
right.
trademarked that. He trademarked that saying.
No,
Yeah. Whatever that is, he
that's
did
great.
that so that AI can't use it and whatever, and he's got the rights to all right, all right, all right. So
That's
now it's just gonna get the show banned because I said it twice. So
where
sorry, Matt.
where you get it, Alex. Alex like, no, he didn't. He didn't copyright it for me. I'm using it. That's good.
Let's see who's next. Reese. Reese is here. Excited for the show. Welcome, welcome.
Good to have you.
Hawaii perspectives. There you go. Love to you, John and Tim. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. How are you in the house?
Frank is here. Welcome, Frank. Lawrence
Right.
McCarthy. Hello, wonderful people.
All right, Lawrence.
Thank you. Hawaii. Christopher W. Trustee, part of the Liberty Aid Academy. Best opportunity to get out of the matrix. You said that right.
All right,
I
Chris.
like it. And I like that logo, that PFP, that flag there. That's pretty cool.
It is double crosser.
I like it. Nice and unique.
It's a
So, I don't know if you have any important topics or anything you wanted to hit off, but I did name the show an unconventional trust, so we can have a little chat about that. But if there's
excellent.
anything you wanted to get off your chest first, have at it.
Well, yeah, one thing that hey, people really should get in and become a student soon. We're gonna have Google and Facebook just hide us more every day. It's like we
Yep.
got thumb screws on. It's like ha 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 ha. Ha. And so unfortunately, 2/3 of costs here directly are paying Google and Facebook to be
Yep.
seen. I started this work and it was 0%. Like Martin Goman gets a lot of traction out there, a lot of views and stuff like that. He didn't pay anything. So it's really, if you're telling the truth, they want to make you invisible. And that's the only reason I'm not making any more money here. What I'm saying is I'm having to pay so much money just so I can be seen at all by anyone. And unfortunately have to raise the tuition by 3/14/2026 will be the 10-year anniversary of being having the trust at this school, having the trust open, helping people for a decade. This is why we have so many testimonials. Everything's proven to work, problem free now for a decade. So also we're going to be adding information to the courses too. We're upgrading the courses. So it's going to work out anyway. Every couple of years, we want to do a complete run through the entire course, add new information, make sure everything's functioning properly. And then we look at, how's the paid advertising doing? And it's always worse. So anyway, you get new information. You're going to get good information, but lower price before 3/14/2026, the 10-year anniversary date of the trust. I've been doing this for 15 years or so, but that's the 10-year anniversary of me doing the trust the first time. So that's the main announcement. I am, hey, just get in before tuition goes up. That's all I'm saying. And just
Yep.
take a note. Please do it. Become a student, and then you're in the forum. You get your trust open. Like whoever, I forgot who just said that, but like, hey, I just did the trust. I just got my EIN at work. And it's you can do this very quickly. Change out your life so you're not paying the IRS. So use all these other hacks we have. Okay. But I'm just trying to, what? I'm an accountant. I'm trying to save you money, like, hey, and save money here, So anyway, that's the main thing, but we're going to get some good information also with this tuition fee going up. We're going to have good information that's going to make it equally more valuable as well. So we do that every couple of years. So that's what's happening. That's the main thing. We can move on to unconventional trusts or whatever we got here.
Yep. My beloved showed up, said, "Hi, can my faith-based trust apply for government grants?"
Yeah, you can apply completely. It's best to follow the course on, how to get a credit profile and so on. That all applies for any government, anything, not just grants. They're going to look at your credit profile out there. So give it a good credit profile. It doesn't really cost anything but a little bit of your time. So, and if you're looking to get government grants, so I'm not saying like government grants is a big name. And grant can be kind of used in many ways. Let's just use an example. Her face always comes up. Roxy,
Yeah.
sorry. Roxy's family, she has a trust. She runs a business, and she does their business, their company, their earthworks company, does land reclamation of landfills. So for the government. So this trust qualifies for government stuff, getting paid. So, and the reason I'm bringing it up is like they have a contract you can bid on or whatever, and you bid on it, and then they grant you, hey, you won. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so that a government, grant and getting contracts parlance, like, granting is you winning. That they're going to pay you, and you're going to
Right.
do the work. So in that respect, I mean, absolutely, all the time. That's what, the way her family runs. So yeah, definitely. And any way you're asking, I'm just saying in the broad sense too, for sure. So absolutely.
Scott's in the house, says, "Is it Thursday already?" Yes,
It's good to
yes.
have you here.
Before
From
you
the
know it, it'll be Friday. Alex here. Love the UCC definitions in the bio. Yes, that's what I did when I created this one, and I'll show you what is in there. I made a little banner out of it too. So the legal definitions under the UCC, Uniform Commercial Code 1201, a church. What happened? Disappeared. Oh, there's a timer on them now. Ooh, we got a new thing. It only gives me 10 seconds. I got to fix that. A church and a convention are classified as organizations. This allows them to enter into commercial contracts and hold security interests in property. So
Yeah,
that was the definition I took from
I love it.
Universal Commercial Code.
Organization and corporation can be, they're synonyms. So it's a corporation. Yeah.
There it
That's
is.
wonderful. It's a type like a trust. They say a convention or a church, but it's an organization. So before an organization is I guess I could say it's synonymous, but it's not incorporated. You know what I mean? Like you haven't gone through the application of getting your EIN. Yeah, it's an organization. Oh, it has this paperwork. This is what it's going to do. Then it gets the EIN. So yeah, that's an organization. And you don't necessarily need to move past an organization to be a church. Oh, hey, we don't have a building. We don't, don't have a
Right.
bank account, whatever. You could exist as a church, and you could exist as a convention without a bank account, without, becoming all corporation, without getting an EIN. But you can, that's the point. You can. And that's the way you would use a church. You need a bank account if you have a church. Well, how are you going to fix the roof? If a roofer comes by, you got to pay him. You need a bank account. So an organization becomes a corporation like that, and this type of corporation, it doesn't. If you get a trust and a like any a church, but a church needs to be a trust, really. But a church
Right.
doesn't pay the IRS. So, but a convention is used, hey, and a convention. What's a convention is a really important part. Um,
Right.
on
That
the
that's what got me as well,
Yeah.
to join up because, um, my brother had looked into doing this and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna start a church, my own church, and I'm gonna do this, to go tax exempt and all this kind of stuff." And everybody's like, "Oh, you're a little kooky, right?" And of course, I'm a follower and believer, and when I started following you, I'm like, I like this. It's all based on Jesus, and uh, and I was like, but I don't want to have my own church. I mean, like I do this, but the convention is a group or body that, of course it's faith based, but it's different than a church. It's a separate designation. It's not a church. It's a convention of believers or whatever. And you say, your group can be of one or many. Every convention, no matter what it is, if it's a comic book convention, starts out with one person in the room and then hopefully it grows, right? So that's the thing about our conventions, that we start here, whether you're starting your own church or your own convention. It starts with one, and that's you who signs the trust and creates the whole thing. And that road, not a roadblock, but a little bit of a barrier, so that I felt very comfortable saying to people that this is a convention, and it's not like I'm starting my own church and they're like, well, are you still going to go down the street to Holy Family and whatever. You have to feel comfortable telling other people what you're doing and how it's working for you, because it's been working for a while for me. So I'm very happy with that. But yeah, that definition is there as legal definitions in the Uniform Commercial Code, which makes this all possible. So yeah, I was happy to see that when I first started following you 4 years ago.
Yeah, I think people get really mixed up on convention because it's a word like many words that have multiple definitions. So they're when they talk about convention and this methodology, they're not talking like a Democratic Party gathering. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Although they
right.
call it a convention, that's not what they're talking about with this. And a convention is really it's up to a group of two, and it's up to a group of one individual human that has
Mhm.
to sign with the God. So convention is between an individual human and God, whether it be the devil or Jesus or Allah or whatever. People are very familiar with the contract with the devil. Hey, you can sell your soul to the devil.
Yeah.
Everyone alive knows this fact. And I was like, oh, yeah, you can. Well, everyone's done that. That's the issue. That's the slavery issue. The in God we trust. Every currency is tied to the dollar. What does that mean? Well, the in God we trust is a trust. We is the devil. And so everyone signed up with the devil right now. And so I was like, oh, well, that's legal to do. Okay. And that's via Cesta KV trust, meaning the birth certificate and what's signed there is a sub trust. An individual or their parents, if they're a child, need to decide which God they're going to go with. And the hospital is like, hey, you need to get a birth certificate. They don't say you need to sign up with this child with the devil. You know what I mean? They don't say
Yeah.
that, but that's what it is. And the parents can do that, not an individual. So it can be two, but it's only for one individual, again, with the devil. So it's one on one. And a convention, what this trust that I've copyrighted does, you sign with Jesus Christ. So I'm like, oh, you're over there signing with the devil, and you know it. Okay, you didn't know that, but the ones running things, they all know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
I liked Mike's in the house, and Mike, thanks for being here, Michael. Fat Hour. He last time he no, he's been 2 times. The second to last time he told me he went to court, they pledge allegiance to the devil in the courtroom. All the people working there, you know what I mean? They're like, let's just show you who I am. And I've been to court before, and they've just told me they worship the devil to my face. They just at a certain point when you're bringing stuff up to them, they just tell you it's a fact. And so this convention is real, but each individual does it. It doesn't, yeah, but you can count more than one individual in the group, but the contract is made one-on-one with the devil.
Right.
Hey, Pop, the devil pops out of the, hey, I hear you would need some money. You want to sell your soul. That's always the story. I went to the crossroads. A one-on-one individual, did this. Hey, I signed up and I got the money. I got the fame. I got all that stuff, whatever. The stories just go on and on. So I was like, oh, you can do that. And you've made a financial system based on that. People think it's just, oh, secular financial system. Y'all are all signed up with the devil, and the
Mhm.
ones who run things and know it. You're just not telling everyone. So really everything is a convention out there. It's either a church, right? And you have a congregation and stuff like you're saying, or you're an individual and you signed up in some way or another with the devil, or you got this copyrighted trust and you sign up with Jesus Christ. Those are actually your really only options out there. So when you say this is an unconventional trust, it's actually Tim's making a play on words just to
Yeah.
get views, but this is actually a super conventional trust. It's the
Yeah.
very definition of a conventional trust. It's a convention, meaning it's conventional, and so is every other trust. Is a Sesta KV trust, meaning a sub trust of the In God We Trust. So a trust is the financial system. A spiritual trust is the entire financial system of Earth. So when you become an adult, though, you can decide, oh, hey, I don't, you're what's created when you get signed up with the In God We Trust, a corporate person, right? Uh, an
Right.
organization, like we are just talking about, and in a convention sense, it can be one, right? One individual is made a corporation. Hey, you were born. Now you're made a legal corporation. The birth certificate is created. You get a social security number. That's a person. That's a corporate person. People can't own anything. It's not legally possible. A corporation can own things. People run corporations. You're not a corporation, but only corporation can own things legally. A deed has to be in a corporation name. Uh, a title has to be in the corporation name. It can't be in a human being's name. People have never
Indeed.
owned anything and never will.
That solo person is a sole proprietor, right? So
Yeah,
then
I
that
mean,
then
that's when you're choosing a tax classification. It's called it can be a sole proprietor or can be a flow through entity through an LLC. Those are tax designations of the corporate person that you can choose with the IRS. Like with this trust, you choose to be, oh, I have 501c3 status because it's a convention. That's why this trust works. That's why the In God We Trust works. What I mean, I'm always on people plagiarize and everything I do. I'm the first one to sign up with Jesus Christ. Everyone to sign up with the devil. But I wasn't plagiarizing, but I'm forced because they created the financial system to use their methods.
Mhm.
You have to interact in the financial system with their rules, with their laws, everything. You can't do it in any other way. And since their financial system is a spiritual system, it's crazy that it is when you get to that point, but it is. And so this trust with Jesus Christ, you sign a convention. Okay, I'm an individual. I'm an adult. You're grantor. I decide I'm going to grant my soul into this. Who's going to watch over you while you're alive? Your actions. Who's going to be culpable for your karma? You are.
Right.
So your trustee, your grantor, your trustee, you're not beneficiary. God is beneficiary, you know. You can't be killed with this. Yeah, you get out of IRS taxes. Woohoo! Can't get out of death and taxes. That's what the devil says. You also get out of death. I'm just saying I don't bring it up that much because people are like, wait a second. Who else has proof up in here? No one. Uh, let's see what Hawaii Perspectives is
He's
saying.
just agreeing with the conversation here. Yes, by the grace of God, John cracked the code of the convention, the contract agreement between at least two parties. Our contract and agreement is with Jesus Christ.
That's right, but it's not a contract. Let's talk about this a second. Because in a contract, two parties actually sign. That's why debt is fake, because it's only you signing.
Yeah.
That's a convention, and
Yeah.
who can change a convention? You. In other words, if you're the only one signing any document, who's the one that can say, "Hey, I'm going to make a change in that document"? You.
Right.
Logic. Just use some logic. Like who's always the editor of everything? Whoever writes the document and signs it. What are you talking about? That's like an affidavit, but if it's for a purpose, hey, I'm going to now do this. Not, hey, I witnessed something. That's an affidavit. That's not what you're doing. This is a convention. I promise to follow your rules and regulations. The devil. Oh, or Jesus Christ has two rules and regulations. Only has two, by the way. Love God, love your brothers and sisters. That's what you're in for. You don't have any other rules when you sign up for this. You're on your own recognizance out there. Oh, you're Christian? Okay. Okay. All right then. And that's it. You never hear from them. So it's not a contract. There aren't two signatures. You're signing as an adult grantor and trustee. Boom. Okay. I'm going to do what God says. You can, don't tax me because I'm not with you anymore. I'm not with the devil. These are their rules that they
Right.
set up that I'm following now for a decade. Yeah. People are like, yeah, but what if nothing's happened to anyone. It's been 10 years. I'm sorry. What stop saying that stuff already. Like you had your decade. Okay. Like that's over. Goodbye. So yeah, this is super simple. It's so simple that I think we tend to overthink it because it's like, how can
Yeah.
it be this simple? Everyone comes to this work and they're like, wait a second, this is super simple. I'm like, yes. Like anyone can sign up with the devil. Think of how dumb certain people are, maybe. They have to be able to do it. You know what I mean? They just sign here. Okay. That's what you
Right.
have to do is sign here. What's your name? Oh, right. Dave. What's your address? Okay. You got that? Okay. You did it. It's for anyone. I made this so anyone could do it in America, in Canada. So,
Yeah. Well, they make it easy for your parents who are, in a whirlwind of situation. Here's the paper, sign it, sign up. Oh, okay. And it's just as easy to get out. Here's the paper.
name
John
and
made it up.
address.
9 pages. Just fill in your name and address and you're done. And
That's it.
everything's there.
It's
Thank
the
you.
same.
Thanks for trying. We're going off on our own.
That's
Look who's here, Jamie Bonk in the house.
all
Hello,
right.
hello.
Joan of Arc of Canada.
Our Canadian ambassador, Alex, very special. Another one, Hawaii, right on point. There was another comment right back here. Let me get to that.
Thanks for being here, everyone. I really appreciate your
Yes.
comments, your thoughts. A lot of people on here have a lot of experience, a lot of history, a lot of years behind them on this. So thanks for being here, everyone, tonight.
Some very successful people show up every week to
Yeah.
support the show. We've got 24 people watching, and a lot of the people that I see every single week, commenting and liking and obviously sharing because we keep growing. My beloved says, nice. So they will give grants without a 501c3. I'm looking to get a 508c1a for grants.
I think your jargon might be a little bit off here, but it's well intentioned. You know what I'm saying? This
Mhm.
trust has 501c3 status. Okay. That's what it has because it's a convention. You don't apply for it. You just get your EIN. It's not by application. It's by your convention. It's by your decision to sign up with Jesus Christ on your paperwork. You see what I'm saying? So by you doing that, it has 501c3 status. Do you have a letter to that effect from the IRS? No. It doesn't mean it. Neither does the church. They don't.
Right.
They don't. But still, the IRS isn't give me all your money. No, they're not banging down the door of a church. This is simply following their rules. I'm an accountant. I'm supposed to find the loopholes, expose them, and then help people use them. That's all I'm doing. And I find it way more affordable to teach you, and way more useful to you than just I'm meeting with you today another hour and charge you like $1,000 an hour, everyone forever, and teach no one anything. Oh, you can get this tax-free trust. You should go into there. And I never teach anyone anything. Like that's every other accountant lawyer out there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But I decided a long time ago not to do that. They stole my house in a big crash, wrecked my family and stuff. I'm like, I'm making an army. I am not making myself more wealthy. I am making an army. That's what I do all day, every day, 7 days a week. We will use their rules and methods against them. That's an accountant. That's what an accountant does. That's it. And we're going to need God's help because they got all the guns and all the money and everything. And so I signed us up with God, and that's how it works. It's really that simple. It's super simple, this thing. Thankfully, or we wouldn't have any chance up in here. Thankfully, it's simple.
Yeah, exactly right. James Way, I am planning on retirement in a year. Can I still get my Social Security and pension payments sent to my trust account tax free, or am I stuck paying taxes on my retirement income?
Well, that's a good question. Those Social Security and pension things, those are contracts made through your person. So they come through your person, even if they go into your trust account. Yes, they can go directly, they can direct deposit in your trust account, no problem, first of all. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Social Security payments for my person, such as they are, do go right into my trust account. There's no issue with that. But, you know, can tax consequences come from that because they came from your person? Income came to your person during the year, not to your trust. Just because you direct deposit in your trust, it came through your person through the contractual obligation arrangement that made you get Social Security and pension. So if reach the threshold where you got to pay taxes and stuff because you got pension and Social Security, then yeah, you need to do that probably. But here's the thing: your person doesn't have anything if you follow the methods. The trust has everything.
Right.
So can the IRS claw back and get taxes from your person? Well, your person doesn't have anything. So, but they maybe could garnish what they're sending you ultimately, eventually. You know what I mean? Through Social Security and stuff. So, but if you know how much time is left, you can play this thing, how you want to. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is absolutely power. Knowledge is power. Once you have it, they really have so little power over you. You get your person has zero, your trust has everything. You can see, oh, hey, I owe a tax bill. You can see if you hear from them ever. You follow me? Uh, Make them work to get money because you don't. Your person doesn't have anything. They'd have to pierce everything and garnish, and before they even got the money to you, once in the trust, they can't get it. So that's a lot of work for, I'm guessing, not that much money for pension and Social Security. Isn't that much money? So I'm giving you a real answer, and the goal is to keep our money and give them nothing. That's the goal. So, it's just going to be so little. Why would they come after it? Is my point. You follow? Um, so that's a real way to think of it. Okay. I hope that helped, James. Good question, too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Grateful Andy in the house. Hi, everyone. I've been approved for business cards through the trust without registering with the Secretary of State. But is it better to register with the secretary for higher credit limits?
Yeah, I actually don't think that's true. Gratefully, Andy, I actually don't think that's going to be true. You can get an approval and say that it's approved and stuff like that, but what you'll find is once the credit card goes through underwriting, they're going to not give you a credit card because they're going to go look you up to the Secretary of State. You're not going to be there, and they have no recourse as a bank if you're not registered. So been my experience. You follow me? Like they say, "Oh, hey, you're going to qualify," but then they get back to you, "Hey, we didn't find this thing. Well, is this not registered?" Like, oh,
Right.
so yeah, I think that would be your experience. So yes, I do think you have to register, but go ahead and try. Like if they said that, go ahead and try. You follow me? Uh, Maybe if you get one of them hooked. The thing is, what I found is with like lower creditors like Net 30 and stuff, they'll give it to you without being registered. I did find that out because what I'm trying to save everybody money. So I was trying to be like, hey, do I have to register? Let me try and get all the credit I can. I tried this. You follow me? What you're doing? I was like, let's just save the money and the effort. Like that seems like extra work. I'm like, of course your accountant already thought of
Right.
that. I was like, yeah, I don't want to. Let's cut everybody out. That's my whole goal. Uh, but no, that's what happened to me. Like, who was I forget which particular bank it was with. I think it might have been Citi or something. I think it was related to an Amazon account or something like that. And I was looking for credit at Amazon Business, and it wasn't even escalated to a credit card. It was like, oh, that's right. It was a net fit when they had them. I don't think they have them anymore, but they have a net 55 account, for Amazon as a business line of credit, and they reported. So, and that was unsecured. My person did not secure it, and they looked up to see if it was at Secretary of State, and they're like, no. And listen, what happened was, so I was like, oh crap, I got to register this thing. And then I went to register it, and all my history that I've been building up for a year or something, like doing that 30 counts and all the bottom stuff, I was like, yes, this is working. That all got wiped off the credit
Mm,
report, it completely gone, and then they just restarted it from that day, the registration. So, and I called Dun and Bradstreet about it. I was like, hey, dude, what do you do this? And at Dun and Bradstreet, they said, no, that's impossible, sir. That can't happen. I was like, no, wait, I just told you.
yeah.
They stuck with it. No, that's impossible. That can't happen, sir. No, 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 no. No, that didn't happen. No. I'm like, oh, great. That's the line I hate hearing, that I hear all the time. Sir, this has never happened to us before. That I hear that every single week
Yeah.
of my life, if not every single day, especially when you're interacting with this trust. So you just want to get it, you know what I mean? But go ahead and try. Like I did that. I'm
Yeah.
just sharing. I'm trying to save you the time and wiping your credit report, your credit report that you're building. I don't want you to get it wiped clean like I did. So just trying to help.
This is Raina saying, where do you get the credit card for the trust? She wants to try too.
Who's got a credit card up here? You follow all the methods. I teach you how to build credit. Come on, Raina. You already got those courses. What are you talking about? It's all of your courses. Come on. And if you want to get extra information, it's over at YouTube as a member. Become a member for 1 month. If you're going to build credit, like do it. But register your trust first before you jump in there. What do we got? Somebody else here.
This is also, since you mentioned it, the YouTube membership is right there. Go to the YouTube channel at Liberty Aid Academy /membership, and you can join. And plenty of videos exclusively on that YouTube membership, which will give you access to all that credit information you're looking for.
A lot of other information too. It's really that's very inexpensive for what it is, and very, very up to date.
Uh,
I don't know.
Here we go. Gloria Lacey. Please keep showing up. I'm learning so much. This is truly a family environment. This is that's what it feels like. Yes. Good.
Okay.
Welcome, welcome.
Look at all those names. My
Bring a
goodness.
friend. Yeah.
How come I didn't get 4 freaking names? What's up here? They're all cool names too. What? It's like that's great. Uh, yeah, it is. I do try and help individuals, and when I really feel like I actually have helped people, then it spreads from generations, different generations and families, and I really feel like I've done my work. And Tim's here. He's done everything, and that's one thing he's doing very well too.
Again, and there's more to do. It's not just a one-shot deal. And of course, I don't have a lot of credit. I have accounts open. I use it to run my commissions through for real estate. I consider it a success, but there's more that I could do. And John loves the fact that I have 3 kids in college.
Yep.
And it's
For
not
free.
breaking my bank.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not
yeah,
free feed or whatever you're playing a role, but you get a lot of help this way.
yes,
Not
yes.
just with tuition.
Hawaii Protect back. Thank you, John, for your continued love and support. Building God's army. John and Liberty Aid Academy is heaven sent. Great place to learn and grow, where God wants to take you. Yes. Indigo Star. Here's a new name I haven't heard in a while, I don't think. Freezing in is that Missouri? My first name, last name trust is
Michigan.
Michigan. Sorry. PD with a 1099. It's paid with a 1099. Is there a paragraph that can be written on employer's part to willingly donate it to the trust for tax exemption?
It doesn't. Okay, let me see if I can maybe unravel this. And if I get it wrong, Indigo, well, just let me know, and come back to me. But this is how, if one wants to be an independent contractor and interact with somebody like Tim does, for
Yep.
example, and Tim could tell you all about it. You fill out a W-9. Oh, hey, you want to work with us? Yeah, okay, well, fill out a W-9. Okay, you fill it in. It's got the trust information on it. You hand it to them, and then they're paying the trust. See, that's how you say, oh, yeah, I'll work with you. They're like, okay, fill out this piece of paper. That's what we're going to pay. You fill in the trust information, the EIN. Here you go. Okay, so the check, the direct deposit, however you're going to get paid from them, it goes right to the trust. So, and that's it. It's so simple. So a 1099 is an annual event for whoever you're working with. They create a 1099
Right.
annually, once a year. Hey, this is how much this, in this case, this trust made. And they send a piece of paper to the IRS, and they send a piece of paper to your trust. And the IRS knows you don't report it, and you know you don't report it, so you don't do anything with the 1099. It's just an annual event that anyone with the W-9 has to do. They don't determine your tax status or nothing like that as an employer or whatever they are. They have a W-9. Instead, they just send a 1099. You determine what you do, and in this case, nothing. Okay, so some people, that's the process. If I haven't covered your question and just telling you how it's done, then please let me know. But that's how you do it. If you can interact with whoever you're working with through a W-9, you can do this. If you have to use a W-2 and a W-4 system, that only works with a corporation called the person. So the employer, whoever you're interacting with to get paid, right? They already have a system. So you're not going to go, hey, can you change your system for me? No, they don't do that. You're simply going to use the W-9, put your trust on it. Like, for example, Tim can go into that, but that's what Tim does, being a realtor. So,
Yeah. The story I like to tell is that when I first joined and I knew I was getting a big commission check, I joined and set this all up real quick. And it didn't take long. It was a beautiful part. And then gave my broker the information. I said, okay, Mike, when my commission comes in, you're going to pay it out to this trust. And they were like, yeah, send us the Secretary of State stuff. They'll, and I sent them all the information they needed. They set me up. The check came into my trust name. And then I get a 1099 for my person. And I had called him up and I said, wait a minute. What do you do? You didn't pay Tim Judge any money. That went into the trust. And they were like, well, no, you're the agent. And blah, blah. And I was like, wait. Most agents set up a sub corporation S and all this kind of stuff. They do whatever business they think they want to do. And I said, this is what I have. I have this trust. You're going to pay this trust. You didn't pay Tim Judge any money. And they were like, well, you should fix it. I'm like, I'm not fixing it. You're the one who lied to the IRS paying me. I never got a check. It went straight to my trust. And so they fixed it. And then the next time they paid out and all this kind of stuff. And then I never got another 1099 from them at all. And neither did my trust. It would just nothing ever happens with them. I just get paid.
You find out they run everything and know everything. You're like, oh, okay, that Jack guy, he's annoying. That's so great. I'm always happy to hear that. It's an old tune, but it's one of my favorites. It's a golden oldie, top 10 all timers. It's always good to hear your song too. I love that one.
That was a good one when I called him back and it was like, what? I never got paid by you.
Isn't that
you can't give this to me. So
I love it when everything's fine. I love it when always everything is fine with the trust. And you're like, oh, I thought I was gonna have a moment and nothing.
Yeah.
I love it. It's the same for everyone.
And they were like, well, you have to, and I was like, I don't have to do anything. I didn't lie to the IRS. I didn't tell them I got paid. You told them that you paid me. That's not, you lied to the IRS. And they were like, oh, well, we'll fix it.
That's so funny. It's so great.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We got a winner here.
Grateful Andy has a couple posts here. He says he has the business credit card already, without going through the Secretary of State. And he said, I can show you proof. And I can come onto the show and show proof. So great. I did put the link from StreamYard into the chat there. So Andy, if you do have that proof available, or if you want to come on next week, I'll flash up.
Everybody wants to know which credit card. Yeah, you can get on here anytime. They're like, which one, Andy? Andy, type what we need to see. Everyone's like, wait, Andy. You're all like, hey, Andy, what? We already had somebody ask. So everybody wants that credit card.
Well, if he comes on with the proof, we're gonna see who issued him a credit card, and that'd be good to know.
Yeah. Congratulations. Listen, I
work
doesn't hurt to try things. It doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't. This trust is bulletproof. So I try and save you time, but if you find out a hack, great. I'm happy for you. I tried. Like I gave you every detail of what I tried. And now I try and save you time. But hey, if things have changed, and rules do change sometimes, so like how they determine who's going to get a credit card. Great, if you found one that's easier to get, congratulations. Tell us all, Andy.
Hopefully he'll come on. If not, we'll set it up for next week, Andy. But we're here for a little while more. Michelle, I think Michelle's in the house. Can another trust be placed as a beneficiary?
I mean, yeah, but you don't want to do that. Michelle with the numbers. You don't want to use a trust. With trust, the goal is to layer risk away, from assets and revenue. So you don't want to put anything at risk. So you use separate trusts to layer risk apart. So tying them together is the exact opposite of the fundamental reason to have trusts. So you're missing the fundamental reason to have it. You're negating your primary reason for everything working. You're removing that and making it so they can get through if another trust has issues. But there are other reasons too not to name a beneficiary ever, except for someone under 18. They can take advantage. Just like they're like, hey, sign your baby up,
right.
You got to get a birth certificate or else, the way they do that for children. It's very important. for them to do that. So there are reasons, there are benefits of being a beneficiary for someone who's under 18, mainly spiritual benefits. God's going to watch over them. Jesus Christ will watch over them. That's massive. You don't think it is, you should go watch them in testimonials. So you can name a child as beneficiary. There's rationale for doing that. But naming anyone else as beneficiary actually is negating what I already brought up tonight, like eternal life. You're saying you can die, so you have to name beneficiary. No, you don't want to do that. Naming a beneficiary that you chose Jesus Christ, you can, hey, my children are with Jesus Christ. You're the adult. They're your children. You can do that. That's not saying I'm going to die and I have to pick someone. You see the difference? It's, they can be beneficiary. They can benefit from the spiritual benefit of now they're not signed up with the devil. They're signed up with Jesus Christ. Great. That matters a lot. So that's a reason to choose a beneficiary. But to choose an adult for some reason, that would be saying, I could be killed. Mm-hmm. No, you can't. Not if you sign up with Jesus Christ and follow the 2 rules. You love God and you love your brothers and sisters. If you do that, then you can't be killed. So, I mean, choosing a beneficiary is saying, I don't really believe God can do that. So, nah, everything is accidental and stuff like that. We're on a ball spinning and all that junk. Yeah, no, see, you don't go for the truth. So you wouldn't sign up a beneficiary except for your child under age 18, never anyone else. Certainly not a trust. And negating, making it so you're going to die, I like that idea. So,
I agree. It's great revelation.
Yeah, thank you. But this is the convention. I don't make these rules, by the way, of being Christian, Jesus Christ. I didn't make a single rule. I am an accountant. I follow the rules. That's all I'm doing. And I'm doing it for your benefit. That's all.
Yeah, I put this, Grateful Andy, I think, is trying to get on here, but this is the link to the show. If you wanted to jump in here and show off your credit card, whatever you got there, that'd be great. We got a few minutes left. Jump on in. James Way, because I'm getting Social Security and a pension in the future in my person, does this destroy the advantage of the trust? Do I not accept Social Security and try to diminish the monthly pension in some way?
No, what? Maximize it.
Maximize everything.
It. No, you're doing great. Hey, don't take what I said the wrong way. No. Our goal is to take the maximum amount of money, assets, everything you possibly take from the government always. So do that. Don't ever stop doing that. And what I said was, if they say you owe a tax, let them get in touch with you, not the other way around. Okay. Right. That's all I said. That's all. I'm just boiling it down so you don't come away with this with other thoughts.
There he is. Grateful Andy.
Hello.
Good to have you in the house, Andy.
Welcome.
Bye, man.
It's good to be here, Jack and Tim. Jack, I've been following your work when you would basically giving stuff away for like $10. That was back in 2014-ish or so, and you definitely have proven that what you're doing is reality. So I thank you in advance.
Yeah, dude, it's great to have you around that long. That's cool, man. Yeah, when I started my tagline, because I was like, I'm getting on the radar. I don't care what I got to do. I said, I guarantee to beat any bank or government for any donation amount. I was just like, I'm gonna die or I'm gonna live.
Right on. I wish I would have. I wish I wasn't under such intense mind control and actually would have ran with the ball back then versus within the last year-ish or so actually applying for cards. But anyway, I think this is part of the whole breaking the sphere of the programming and, little by little and just go full steam ahead. I know you're running out of time on the show, so I want to show you. I haven't registered the trust with the Secretary of State yet. I do have the trust since 2018, and I just said, "What the heck? Let me try anyway." So I'm gonna turn the camera around. how the heck do I? Let me see here. This is the first time using this, so I'm gonna try to turn this camera around.
Dude, you can just tell us.
Can you see this?
I mean, we can see that you have paperwork. I'm on a smaller screen.
Okay. Yeah. Is there any way you could see the blue business cash amount?
Nice. Oh, that's great, dude. I'm happy for you. That's a useful
card. Can you see it? The amount?
I can because it's small, but I think if someone had a bigger screen, they could. It's fine. It's fine. Good.
Okay. Great. So
for you.
I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 credit cards in the trust, and I'm showing you the actual document here with my full name, address, and the credit amount. And one is for Inc. Business Unlimited. The other one is for Inc. Business Cash. Nice. So the Inc. Business Cash approved me for $24,500. The Inc. Business Blue approved the trust for $21,000. I think this is the Blue Business Cash, which is another card, approved it for $9,000. And then I have the Business Preferred Inc., which is about $31,000. I have the Spark Business, which was approved for $5,000. And I didn't know this. Spark sent me an email that they reduced the credit line $4,000 because I haven't used it. So now now I'm at $1,000 with Spark. So I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I'm going to start using this so they can increase my credit limit again. But other than that,
I'm so happy for you. I really appreciate you sharing this, Andy. Because I try and save people time. Like if you don't have to register, I'd love for people to have, not have to do that. I would. So
yeah,
that's
incredible. This is without registering with the Secretary of State, and this is all under one trust. And
what state are you in, man? What state? Just for reference for us. What state?
So right now I'm back in New York. I'm the person whose wife passed away in November. I was on your show and you guys prayed for my wife. She was 42.
Yeah. That's tough, man.
I know.
That's really tough. I'm pray for you that you get God's help to get through this, my brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would say she's working for you on the other side too. You got some great stuff going for yourself, and I think she's helping you.
Tim, we need all the help because I have 2 children with her, and I miss her so much. My children miss her, and she didn't deserve this. We're believers in Jesus, and I don't understand why, but I'm trying.
Yeah. The problems end on the other side. Like we miss the people that leave here, but they're not having any difficulties. You know what I'm saying? They went with God. Like that's just a fact. The difficulty is ours. It's not theirs. So God calls them home, and it's their good fortune. It's our difficulty, though. It's our difficulty because we miss them so much. So, I feel your pain, and I hope God watches over you, gets you and your children through this.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to staying with you with the group and just getting the best out of it all. And I recently signed up for the mentor program, and nice. Like I said, I want to make the best out of this and continue learning. I've recommended your show and your trust to multiple people, but it's up for them to make a move. And thank you so much. And Tim, thank you too for answering questions and reading through. And I thank all the people in the group that has compassion. And I'm sorry.
Hey, on Sundays, I have my church at noon on Sundays. If you want to come over there,
okay.
Because this is spiritual work, man, and this is deep spiritual work. Yeah, there's financial stuff. Yeah, there's this, but this is deep spiritual work when you sign up with God. So, and that's why I have the church to help with these kind of things, Andy. Love to have you if you want to come Sundays. So just so you know about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. JesusChristTrust.net, and it has a YouTube channel, and I go live on at noon on Sundays. So Yeah, man. Because
Yes.
we're running out of time here, and happy to make time for you. You've done a great thing, like doing this to get these credit cards without having to register. I tried, and I should have kept going. Look, you made it happen. So, dude, that's miraculous, really. And because I tried, and I got hit right before I got to the bank credit card. So I was like, oh, they're not going to give it to me, but you got it. So, man, that would save people a lot of work if they don't have to do that. So I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of people trying now.
It's
And
also following your specific method of I do have a Dun and Bradstreet though. I want to let them know there is a Dun and Bradstreet for this trust that I
you built the other credit profile of it.
that was in 17 or 18 when I went to the bank and the bank opened the trust for me. So the Dun and Bradstreet stands as valid. So perhaps that's what helps. But as far as the Secretary of State, I did not do that. I would like to because, hey, if I could qualify for higher.
You don't have to now. Like you created your credit profile. The issue is creating the credit profile, and you've done that. It's usually impossible to create that credit profile, and I got mine wiped. So I'm like, if you can create the credit profile, that's what they go. They go look. Oh, let's go look at your credit profile. They look it up. Boom. Okay.
Okay. Also, I just want to reiterate that I did follow your method in terms of how many employees, 11 corporation. This is the way. Again, anyone who hears this, you have to do it that way to get this, to find the success or to receive the success. That's what I've experienced. That's it. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you. All the best to everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, Eddie, one more prayer for you. God watches over you and your family. Thank you for being here. Okay, God loves you, brother.
Yeah, continue the hard work because you're getting all the success. That's a beautiful thing, and I love it when people come up and share, and you are just a testament to everything that can happen when you follow the instructions and get the work done, put in the work. That's just beautiful. You should be very proud, and I'm sure your kids are very proud of you.
Tim, God bless you. Thank you so much. Tim, maybe we could work referral to referral. I'm in New York with Sotheby's International. I know you with EXP, correct?
Yes, correct.
Maybe we could figure out a way to communicate another time, but other than that, all the best to everybody. All the best.
You too. Thank you very much.
Good night. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Beautiful.
All the people that do this work are such sweet-hearted people. They really are. They really are. They're all so sweet. Everyone's
a powerful story.
It is. That is incredible. What a hack. What a way to save. If we can get this thing consistent like that, boy, how much, every time you got to cut out doing something to do get credit, that saves so much time and energy and money and all that.
Right.
So thank you, Andy, for sharing that. That is incredible. Actually, that's wonderful to hear about. Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry about your wife passing. That's not easy. Let's see what else. Anything I've said, what we got on tonight. I had a big question I was going to go into that I had in the forum, but we always have big questions.
Yeah.
So come next week, Thursday at 7, we'll have, another lively show like tonight.
Yes. A great show, great testimonial, great work done by everybody, and great questions. Yeah. Thank you very much. And just proves that this is an unconventional trust, which does great things. Don't be afraid to join. Like you said, the clock is ticking on the increase. Pi Day 314, celebrating 10 years. So get in now, get in early, get the work done, because the benefits will start to come your way sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's true. This is all benefits, because no one ever comes on here and is like, hey, this thing happened to me that was bad. You know what I mean? That never happens. Someone comes on like, guess what else I found out about it? It's like, say what? That's what's happening all the time over the years here. Really. If you can't get the trust, if you don't get the trust, we can't help you. It's going up in prices. Andy was here since 2014. The only thing he's upset about is he didn't start earlier. Okay, come on, people.
Right.
Start tonight. Get this done. By next week, you're on the show. Hey, it worked. Everything's fine. Everything's safe. You become the next, testimonial where everything's cool with you and your family, please do it. Okay. We're here to help families. That's true. Okay. See you next Thursday. Thank you, Tim Judge, for being here.
Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay out of the snow.